Yeah, good evening and thank you for joining us tonight.
Can I say what? Rack City? Yeah, I can say Rack City.
Temperatures mid to the upper 50s.
Floodwaters continue to drop and cleanup has now been set in motion.
And Bluff City now home to a new baby eaglet. 39 News Live at 6 begins now.
Now, from your hometown news team in the heart of downtown Jackson, this is 39 News at 6.
Good evening. Thank you for tuning in to your 39 News. I'm Meredith Mitchell.
And I'm Josh Egbert. Floodwaters continue to drop across the Tennessee River, which is allowing some Hardin County residents to start the long process of cleaning up.
39 News' Jackson Overstreet tells us how the community of Saltillo is picking up after the pieces of flooding and how local churches are helping out.
And you see what a muddy mess this is.
This is what's left of Betty Kimbrell's house in Saltillo. She was one of many residents whose house was swallowed up by the Tennessee River when it flooded its banks a couple of weeks ago. Betty had inherited the house from her parents when they passed away, and it had become a favorite spot for her and her family to visit over the years.
I was in the process of remodeling it, and it's just all that hard work. It's just gone by the wayside.
Betty is not the only one working on her house today. She's getting help from the Woodlawn Baptist Church in Brownsville. Church members were deployed to Saltillo as part of the Southern Baptist Convention's disaster relief team. The team is a network of churches nationwide that help disaster victims in their area. Having their help has been a huge blessing, according to Kimbrell.
It humbles me just so much to think that there's so many good people out there donating their time. In 2 hours, they've just completely gutted this whole place.
The Hardin County Fire Department has also been out here in Saltillo doing damage assessments. They say the data that they're gathering will give them a better picture of just how much damage Hardin County has sustained.
We can turn it in and request assistance from FEMA. It doesn't say that we'll get it, but this is the step that we have to take.
In Hardin County, 439 News, I'm Jackson Overstreet.
The Tennessee River stage is down 12 feet from its highest point, according to the Hardin County Sheriff's Department, but it is still 13 feet above flood stage. They expect the river to drop more this weekend.
Now, your first weather.
And of course, seeing dry weather would sure help the river actually dropping across much of the area, but had some rain earlier this morning that came through, then sunshine, some clouds, temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s as we dried out here late this afternoon. I think most of our Tuesday should be dry before another chance of rain moves in late Tuesday. It looks like really the best chance of rain this week will come on Wednesday, probably late Wednesday afternoon or evening. We could see some heavy rain once again across parts of West Tennessee. So we'll talk about that along with some milder temperatures for the middle part of the work week. And we'll do that with your hometown forecast coming up in just a few more minutes.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, what started out as a small company out of a garage has grown into a national company.
In this week's Made in Tennessee, 39 News' Camila Reda introduces us to Wnbj, a unique company hiding in Jackson.
The Metropolitan in Chicago, Fillmore Theater in New Orleans, and Northside High School Theater all have one thing in common. All their stage curtains were made by Wnbj right here in Jackson. The company was started out of a garage and has grown into a nationally known manufacturer. Vice President Amanda Zimmerman says most people can't believe there's such a unique company in the city of Jackson.
They were like, oh, what? You know, here in Jackson? And yeah, we do. Just little old Jackson, you know, we're shipping them all over the country.
Making theater curtains isn't so simple. Zimmerman says every theater is different, so every curtain is custom made. And there's many more parts that go into it than one would think.
Grand drape, grand valance, those are the really pretty, ornate drapes, and then everything in the back, you know, we call them your blacks.
But at Wnbj, they believe about more than just their product. One of the most important things for Wnbj, they say, is empowering women by not only giving them a job, but by giving them a career.
Most manufacturers are just are men. So we're trying to make our mark and really lift up the women of Jackson.
One of those women has been working for Wnbj ever since the company got started. She describes it as a blessing for her and for the community.
Es una fuente de trabajo para mucha gente y sobre todo para personas hispanas que saben hacer el trabajo y tienen ganas de salir adelante, y esta empresa ha sido una bendición para todos.
Wnbj currently employs about 12 women. They hope to continue their growth within the Jackson community and even outgrow their current building in the next couple years.
Wnbj, made in Tennessee.
And if you know of a product or company we should feature on our Made in Tennessee series, just visit our website, wnbjtv.com.
Well, Jackson residents have another food option when it comes to eating out. Texas Roadhouse on Van Drive is officially open. After a year of hard work, the restaurant finally opened its doors and had a ribbon cutting to celebrate. They're looking forward to being a part of the Jackson community and offering the two things they focus on the most. Owner Aaron Newton tells us what those are.
Legendary food and legendary service, and we really harp on that. Either way, it's about legendary food and legendary service. I just can't tell you how bad we really obsessed with that.
Texas Roadhouse held a soft opening for friends and family over the weekend, and the only problem they had was a large amount of people that showed up that Newton says is a great problem to have.
Tennessee state parks are offering free guided spring hikes statewide. With warmer weather coming, Tennessee State Parks is hosting free guided spring hikes in all 56 state parks led by park rangers on Saturday, March 23rd. The hikes fit every level from short, easy walk trails to longer treks through more adventurous terrain. Hikers are urged to prepare for the weather, have some sturdy footwear, and also bring water and snacks. Participants can go online to find a hike that best fits their interest at tnstateparks.com.
An eagerly awaited eaglet keeps people worldwide glued to an eagle cam here in Tennessee. This is an East Tennessee State University bald eagle camera trained on a nest in Bluff City. As you can see, one eaglet has hatched. As for the other, there appear to be some cracks coming through that egg, but the bird hasn't come out of the shell quite yet. It's expected to hatch this week. The mom, Frances, planting herself firmly over her brood. The university's biology department operates the camera and others in Johnson City to study eagles. We're told thousands of people from more than 200 countries tune in daily.
Well, in a bit of consumer news tonight, there is welcome news for the economy as retail sales unexpectedly edged up following a sharp drop. According to the Commerce Department, retail sales rose 0.2% in January, lifted by an increase in purchases of building material and discretionary spending. This after falling 1.6% in December, the biggest drop in 9 years. Sales at home and garden stores rose the most in more than a year and a half. Sporting goods, hobby, and bookstores reported the biggest sales increase in 6 years. However, auto sales plummeted by the most in 5 years. Furniture and electronics stores also saw declines. Sales at clothing stores dropped, as did sales at gas stations due to lower prices.
A disturbing new study finds kids as young as 10 years old are thinking about suicide. Researchers at the National Institute of Mental Health screened 10, 11, and 12-year-olds who went to an emergency department. The study was small, just 79 kids, but nearly a third of those preteens screened positive for suicide risk. Experts say screening all kids may save lives, regardless if they're showing symptoms of depression or mental health issues.
Well, still ahead here on 39 News, Kyle Busch brings home the cup at Phoenix.
And copies of President Trump's proposed budget arrived on Capitol Hill. The administration is calling the proposed 2020 budget a budget for a better America. More on what the administration is requesting.
We did see a little bit of rain around the area earlier this morning, less than 1/10 of an inch here in Jackson. Temperatures made it to 62, which is above average for this time of year. Milder weather the next several days, but some more rain chances coming with that. We'll talk about it when we come back.
Now, NBC 39 weather.
And welcome back, everyone. A good Monday evening to us. If you're like me this morning, you woke up and thought, it's raining outside. That's not in the forecast. No, it really wasn't, actually. We thought most of the rain would stay down to the south. As we looked at our computer models last night, it looked like it stayed in Mississippi and Alabama, but it actually pushed a little further north. Brought a little bit of light rain to the area, especially through West Tennessee. Jackson picked up about 1/10 of an inch of rainfall, but we did actually clear the clouds out late this afternoon. Brought a little sunshine back, and temperatures back in the upper 50s and low 60s here. Look at that, temperatures actually getting back above our normal highs this time of year. So 56 was a high in Union City, 59 in Dyersburg, 62 in Jackson, 62 in Memphis, and 58 degrees in Milan late this afternoon. Our evening forecast has those temperatures eventually dropping back into the 40s, upper 40s or so. That sunset, that's nice, 6:59. You got about another 45 minutes or so to get that out there and enjoy that sunshine, as temperatures will eventually get back into the 40s by early tomorrow morning. And looks like we'll probably start out about 40 or maybe 41 degrees around 6 o'clock in the morning with a mainly clear sky, but again, seeing those clouds increasing as we head through the day on our Tuesday. And that's ahead of our next weather system. It could bring some scattered showers back to the area once again. Our high should reach the low 60s, about 61 around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And really not much of a wind to deal with either. It looks like winds will be basically light or under 10 miles per hour throughout our Tuesday. Now here's our weather notes as we get ready for the middle part of the work week and as we head into the end of the work week as well. So for Tuesday, yeah, mixture of clouds, maybe some sun, and then actually the clouds increasing for the afternoon. Wouldn't be surprised to see a couple showers passing by, especially late in the day. Now was Wednesday. Most of Wednesday will be just mostly cloudy. It's going to turn windy, though, out ahead of some showers and thunderstorms. A front will move through the area. I think our best chance of rain will come overnight Wednesday into early Thursday. Could see some heavier showers. Again, still going to be windy even with outside the storms. Probably going to still see some windier conditions, so I have to keep an eye on that flooding threat once again. It does look like the heaviest rain will probably stay just down to the south and to the west of Jackson. Again, the areas like that have been seeing the heavier rain, don't really need to see any more of it, but I do think we have some drier weather coming in for the end of the work week, and that dry weather could last into the weekend. So definitely looking at some light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, as far as rain chances go as we get into the weekend and early next week. But here's what it looks like for your Tuesday. Again, across much of West Tennessee. Should be mainly dry through much of the day, but there are some showers that will develop to our west. Could get a couple of those in late in the day. So late in the afternoon hours or maybe into the evening hours, some of these showers may push into our area. I do think, again, majority of that shower will be very light activity, and actually looks like the better chance of rain comes in as we head into Wednesday. Now, there's a severe weather threat across parts of the area. Now, it's not so much here in West Tennessee. It's going to be just outside of our area as we head into our Wednesday. So as this front kind of moves through Oklahoma and Texas Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning, should eventually get into Arkansas on Wednesday. Will be a line of showers and thunderstorms that are ahead of this front, but by the time they get to West Tennessee, yeah, the timing is not really the best. Looks like they'll come in overnight Wednesday into early on Thursdays. It could still see some gusty winds, but really a primary threat would be some heavier rain that could develop with some of those showers or thunderstorms late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning. So future radar doesn't really show much going on tonight, but here comes some showers, you said, developing over to our west, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Again, most of the activity off to our west, but as we get to the afternoon hours, evening hours, see a couple of showers kind of scrape across northwest parts of Tennessee around 6 or 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Here it is 10 o'clock on Tuesday, still seeing not much happening. But here comes that next line, which is actually going to be the front that kind of come through the area on Wednesday around 10 o'clock in the morning. We see that developing off to our west through parts of Arkansas, parts of Oklahoma, and that will eventually push into our area as we head into Wednesday evening and overnight Wednesday, early Thursday morning. Looks like it'll be mild and actually some wind out there as well before some cooler weather arrives as you get ready for the St. Patrick's Day holiday weekend. Temperatures tonight, 41, partly cloudy, northeast winds under 5 miles per hour. Here's your 7-day forecast, 63. The high for you Tuesday, a couple showers in the afternoon, 70 for Wednesday. Again, windy weather expected, a mild day. Overnight Wednesday, Thursday, could be seeing some of those showers and thunderstorms. 69 the high for Thursday. Here comes the 50s back, though, for the weekend. Still looking like it'll be dry, though, all weekend. Actually, once you get to Friday, should be dry into early next week as temperatures do eventually make it back to 60 by Monday of our next work week. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.
President Trump has laid out his budget priorities for 2020. Among them, more money for border wall construction.
Democrats have already said that's a no-go, setting up another fight ahead of the budget deadline this fall. Blaine Alexander is in Washington with more.
Hot off the press and straight to Capitol Hill, President Trump's new 2020 budget proposal reviving an old fight over border wall spending.
Federal resources and frontline defenders are overwhelmed at the southern border.
The president asking Congress for $8.6 billion to build his wall. That's almost $3 billion more than the $5.7 billion that led to the longest government shutdown in history.
The president was forced to admit defeat and reopen the government without getting his wall. The same thing will repeat itself if he tries this again.
Lawmakers have until the end of September to pass a budget. This budget draft likely dead on arrival, more of a White House wish list that never gets passed as printed. But it does lay out the president's priorities, calling for a $750 billion increase to defense spending, but it would include nearly $2.7 trillion worth of cuts to non-defense spending, including environmental protection and Medicaid. It comes the same week the Senate is expected to pass a resolution blocking President Trump's border wall emergency declaration, 4 Republicans already signing on. The White House defending the president's declaration.
He's doing his job. He's doing what Congress should be doing. He took an oath of office, and he has a constitutional duty to protect the people of this country.
President Trump has already promised to veto that resolution.
The White House says that this proposal will balance the budget in 15 years, but some experts say that projection is unrealistic.
Well, sports is up next. Stay with us.
Good evening, I'm Mark Edwards. Tennessee has never won back-to-back league crowns. At stake this past weekend, the #1 seed for the SEC tournament, but it didn't work out so well for the Volunteers. The Tigers get the 84-80 win. That leaves the Vols just 27 wins on the year. A 28th victory will tie them for second most in program history. Compare that to just 4 losses on the year. Now, those losses have come by a combined of 29 points. They out-rebounded Auburn 39-27, couldn't get the win. Tennessee gets a double bye before opening SEC tournament play in Nashville, Tennessee this week. Now to football. Close, but no cigar for the Memphis Express. The Express suffered a 3-point loss at the hands of the Atlanta Legends in the AAF. Zach Mettenberger was inconsistent. but the Express did show some glimpses. He threw his first pick of the season Sunday, and it came at the worst time. The Legends get the win. The Express still winless in the East Division. They'll play the Salt Lake Stallions next, a team that's winless in the West Division. We'll stick with football. The Pittsburgh Steelers have pulled the trigger on a trade for Antonio Brown. The disgruntled All-Pro wide receiver will head to Oakland for a 3rd and 5th round pick. Per Brown's request, the Raiders will restructure his current deal. He'll make $50 million over the next 3 seasons. $30 million of that guaranteed. Trade of Brown will be made official when the league's new year opens on Wednesday. Now, Brown's caught over 100 balls and at least 1,200 yards with 8 or more touchdowns per year for the last 6 seasons. To NASCAR now. The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series was in Phoenix this past weekend with the Ticket Guardian 500 and a late race battle. About 20 laps to go for Ryan Blaney, and Kyle Busch decides the outcome, and Busch will be able to pull away to get his first Cup win of the season, becoming the 4th different driver in 4 races to clinch a playoff spot. The win for Busch was his 199th across the top 3 touring NASCAR series. They'll pack up for California next week to wrap up their 3-week Western trip.
Yeah, it was certainly tough to pass. Yes, it wasn't easy. You were really stuck and mired behind guys. You know, I got close to Blaney, and then I got real tight, and then he kind of got away, and then I ran him back down, and it's just kind of like an accordion thing. You know, you cool your stuff off, you go back after him, and then you get too hot and too tight when you're behind him, and then you got to cool back off again. I just started working the racetrack and just started moving around and trying to find something and trying to get low and high and everywhere in between to try to just, you know, keep trying to find clean air or cleaner air in order to get by him.
And now in blank stare news, a soccer fan in England is facing 14 weeks behind bars after running onto the field. Look at this past weekend, attacking and punching Jack Grealish, a 27-year-old, got the knuckle sandwiched to the side of his neck and face. Will also cost the outrageous fan a hefty fine and a 10-year ban from UK football matches. Grealish, meanwhile, was able to pop back up onto his feet a few seconds later. He had actually scored a goal. As for the fan, well, he was ushered off, blowing kisses. Clearly, his 15 minutes of fame and a 10-year ban from UK football. We'll be back after this.
And taking a final look at our 7-day forecast, could see a few showers moving in for your Tuesday afternoon. 63 the high temperature. Becomes windy on Wednesday with a high of 70. Could be more rain overnight Wednesday night into Thursday, which could be heavy at times. It'll still be nice on Thursday, 69. Still breezy though. Those are the winds will pick up. Some cooler weather arriving those ahead to the weekend. So your St. Patrick's Day weekend has temperatures back into the 50s with sunshine, but at least dry weather through early next week.
All right, thanks, Chris.
And here's a look at what's coming up tonight on the CW at 7 o'clock Arrow, 8 o'clock Black Lightning, followed by 39 News at 9.
And here on NBC at 7 o'clock, it's The Voice, 9 o'clock, The Enemy Within, followed by your 39 News at 10. Thanks for joining us here. Family Feud coming your way next. Have a great night.
Follow us online, like us on Facebook, and visit our website, WNBJTV.com.